Okay, Democrats are heading to court to fight Donald Trump's cost-cutting agenda, temporarily blocking DOGE from Treasury records and pausing Trump's federal employee buyout plan.
We will fight it out in Congress. We will fight it out in the courts. We will fight it out across this country. And I promise you, we will win.
I want to applaud the courts. They're doing a pretty damn good job right now.
And the courts shut Elon Musk down at the Department of Justice and the FBI. And the courts shut them down at USAID on Friday night. And the courts shut them down at the Department of Treasury.
Well, we're not shutting her down. We're bringing her on. Fox News legal editor Kerry Urbahn joins us right now from D.C. Kerry, good morning to you.
Good morning.
To quote Barack Obama, elections have consequences, and this is one of those consequences. If you are in charge of the executive branch, and all those agencies are, you are the sheriff, the new sheriff in town. You can do what you want. So, you know, ultimately, the Democrats might want to take him to court, but who ultimately is going to win?
Right, that's exactly right. And Steve, this was something that I observed over and over again when I worked in the federal government at DOJ. Are career officials vital to the day-to-day functioning of the federal government? Absolutely. We need them for that. However, it's the political appointees who are technically the elected folks who implement the president's agenda, because they've been appointed by the guy, as to your point, who won the election. And one thing I watched inside the government, and I've watched the media push this misguided notion, is that career folks should have the power, when in fact it's the politicals, because of the election. And also the judgment of career officials should not supplant that of the political appointees. But that has been a push inside the government for many, many years. And I think why there's such a meltdown right now is because the Trump administration, I say, is going about it the right way and saying, no, I was elected. These are my appointees. They're the ones responsible for driving and implementing my political agenda.
Right. And, you know, I think Donald Trump loves the fact that a lot of Democrats' hair is on fire because now they are forced to defend millions and millions and perhaps billions of dollars in, when you look at it, it looks like stupid programs that through time have just continued, or somebody figured out how to squeeze it through Congress, and it's the law of the land.
Right. And in what universe should a government not be able to, should not be allowed to conduct an audit of its finances? That's what we're talking about, which is why I think the Treasury Department decision is especially concerning. The fact that a judge said that only career officials within the Treasury Department can assess their own data that has personally identifiable information, it's outrageous. And, you know, there's a lot of talk about the constitutionality of Donald Trump's actions. I would say the conversation really should start shifting to the constitutionality of the judiciary, because in a situation like that, for instance, they are blocking a co-equal branches function, you know, a legitimate exercise of their authority. And so the fact that for some reason career officials should have more access than politicals, it's not just ridiculous. I would argue that politicals should have more access than the careers, in that they were appointed by the person who won the election, and he won on a campaign promise to clean up the government, and they're trying to do that, and there is mass resistance.
And Kerry, you know, ultimately, you know, for a lot of people, they said, I'd never heard of U.S. aid before. But that was one of those things that Republicans had railed against for decades, just like the Consumer Financial Protection Agency. Republicans haven't liked that. NOAA, the weather people, stuff like that. We knew that was coming. The next part is going to be harder, because it's going to be the Department of Education they're going to take a look at, and the Pentagon. And the Pentagon has got so many lobbyists who fan out, you know them, across Washington, and suddenly Republicans are even going to go, you know, I'm not so sure about that cut.
It's always about money, isn't it? You know, when people start freaking out, that's typically what you can trace it to. And look, Steve, I think even on the federal buyouts, you know, action that DOGE drove, you know, if you take a look at that, no one is being forced to resign. No one's being fired. They have the option. And this idea that, well, Congress appropriated these funds in this way, that hasn't changed. Those positions are funded. And so once those positions are funded, the executive branch can decide how they want to deal with it. And here they're offering them a deal. They don't have to take take it.
Right.
And so I don't even see what the issue is there exactly, especially when you, and clearly a lot of those federal employees don't either, considering how many thousands of them have accepted that offer. But we'll see what happens given the judiciary's interference in that one.
Well, let's see. Kerry, thank you very much for trying to make it so much easier for us to understand. And you did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you.